Hi, Courageous Chicks. Welcome to Thursday. I'm coming to you at a different time this week than I normally would. I'm traveling for a 3-day event in Las Vegas, which is the culmination of a speaking program that I've been in for the last 12 weeks. I'm so excited to meet in person all of the amazing women that have been a part of this program for the last 3 months, and just can't wait to explore what the next 3 days are going to be for us. So also I want to let you know that coming on Monday, this coming Monday, May 7th, starting at 9 a.m., I'm going to be doing a 5-day challenge, and it's free. I'll be going live every day next week at 9 o'clock. And if you want to join the challenge, what I'm going to do is put the registration link below the video here, and you can join in live. If you don't happen to be able to make it live every day, there will be recordings. I do encourage you to sign up so that you can get reminders, and also every day there's going to be a little worksheet that comes out in the email after the video for that day. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm really looking forward to it. I've learned a lot by studying for this and preparing for it, so I think it's going to be a great challenge. This week in the Secret Thoughts of Successful Women, we start to talk a little bit about specific types of competence, and if you fall into these categories, the strategies you can use to overcome some of the feelings that you might have for being competent. And also I want to give a little disclaimer. I don't have my normal microphone with me, so it sounds like I'm in an echo chamber. So hopefully you can hear me. But the chapter was really long this week, and so what I'm going to do is break down 2 of the competence types, and next week we will finish up with the 3 additional ones in there. So the first one I want to talk about, and usually one type is more dominant than the others, but the first one I'm going to talk about this week is the perfectionist. And this is a focus on how something is done. That the perfectionist wants it to be 100% perfect all the time. Anything less, our inner critic starts chippering away at us in our head, and we start to believe those thoughts that are going on. And we disappoint ourselves, and we always say that we could have done better. Now, this isn't to say we shouldn't have high standards, but we expect everything to be perfect if we fall into the perfectionist category. And we can impose this on ourselves, and we can also impose it on other people around us, our coworkers, our friends, our kids, our partners. And the motto of the perfectionist is, if you want something done right, do it yourself. But the problem is that gets to be so exhausting all the time, because we take on everything, then things that aren't even ours to own, and we just get worn out. And so one of the strategies, if you do fall into this type of competence category, is to focus on what's good enough quality. And again, it's not to say you don't have high standards, but you decide what's the level of quality that's good enough. And even the people that have super high standards, don't go for the perfection. You put something together, you put your best effort into it, and this allows you to be more selective with your time. So perfectionist is the first type of competence that we're going to talk about today. The second one is natural genius. And this might be something you think about where you see people that have talent, or a particular talent, or maybe they've got some athletic abilities, and these things come naturally to them, it appears. And so we think a lot of times that, well, I don't have that talent, or I don't have that ability. And we really put some self-limiting factors on us when we think like that we expect to know things without being taught. We expect to go from novice to expert right away. We expected to get it right the first time, and we're so hard on ourselves if we don't. And so one of the strategies I've used, and it's been pretty effective for me, and I've used it primarily when I take a new job, is that I give myself 90 days to feel uncomfortable. I give myself permission that I'm not going to feel bad about not knowing, what I'm supposed to know because I've just started. And every single time before the end of 90 days comes, I have felt a higher level of comfort. Like, okay, I kind of have my bearings a little bit. I know what I'm doing a little bit more. I feel a little bit more competent. And that strategy has worked really well for me to just give me permission to feel uncomfortable for 90 days. And I always feel better after that. We also think that when we see people who are at the top of their game, that many times we think they're an overnight success. And a lot of people will say, yeah, I'm a 10-year overnight success. It's taken me 10 years to get to this point. And so we don't see everything that they've gone through. We see what seems to be very easy for them at this moment in time. And it looks like they're just a natural at doing something, when in fact they've put a ton of practice into it and a ton of work. And so really another strategy for if you feel like you suffer from the natural genius type of competence is to really look at focusing on continuous improvement and really looking at things as a journey as opposed to a destination that you're trying to reach. And for sure, there's milestones along the way and accomplishments and points that you're trying to achieve your goals, but also looking at it as lifelong learning and continuous improvement. And again, saying instead of I don't know how to do that, say I'm going to learn something new. So it's really about trying to change your perspective and just your viewpoint on looking at things, and really looking at it more from a big picture and not so much about just the narrow lens that sometimes we tend to do. So that's it for this week. We have those two competence types, the perfectionist and the natural genius. There are 3 more in this chapter that I'm going to cover next week, and we'll talk about the strategies for how to deal with those if you fall into those with just the feelings of the imposter syndrome. So thank you so much for watching live, and thank you for watching the replay. I will put the link below this to sign up for the free goal crushing challenge that's going to start Monday, and I hope to see you there. All right, thank you.